Hello, and welcome back to the London project. This is part 9 of our series where we're rebuilding London and all across Great Britain we're connecting London back up, improving the transport infrastructure. In the last episode we built this area alongside the station here, which we've managed to put Wembley Stadium down here, and we've added the Gherkin here as one of our unique buildings, which looks really nice. If you haven't watched that episode, I recommend you going back and taking a look at that, because it's well worth a nice watch. But yes, we're going to keep progressing through London, connecting it up to some places further north in this episode, but I'll show you a few things I've done off camera. So this is the current size of London that we have. We've got our nice central train line, our smaller train stations that are connecting up to the outer cities. As you see, we've got some overground tube trains, some local commuter trains coming in as well. It is quite active around here. There's a lot going on, which is really nice. There is a lot of use as well, and it's just really nice to watch all of these moving around and functioning. I just love watching the trains come in and out. So we're really happy with how this has worked out, as you can see. If you just zoom in here, it's just nice to look at, isn't it, really? Having the trains here, having them picking up the passengers and moving on and taking them on. Yeah, lovely. I love it. So a few things have changed. This platform has been slightly extended, a little bit bigger, because we've got a bigger train coming in. It's not this one, it's a different one. We've adjusted a few of the lines because of how busy they were. So just like that one, this platform at Cambridge has also been extended out, which is looking nice and smart, where the train lines will go straight up to some of the more northern towns. I think this one goes all the way up to Middlesbrough, and then these lines go up to Sheffield and Leeds, which are really cool. As you can see, there is a train coming in now. Who are you, Mr. Train? Where have you come from? There we are, a nice looking cross-country rail train there, which has arrived. I believe that one's coming from Leeds. But yes, you'll notice if I zoom out, the cities look slightly nicer. I say nicer because there's only so much you can do with AI built cities, but if we zoom all the way out here, you'll notice that they're just a lot tidier. So we've got the road layout sorted here. We do have big plans for this area here, as well as potential plans here. We're talking motorways, we're talking the M1, the M6 that go up and connect our cities up on the motorway. We're talking airports that can fly and connect over to Ireland and Scotland, some flights. We're talking a port down here, which we can commute ferries that go over all around the country. They go up to Scotland, they go over to Ireland and Northern Ireland. So we do have some massive plans. But if we bring back the UI, we can see that our main cities, London, it's looking nice and tidy. Ipswich has got a nice sort of sweeping road layout that we've kind of boxed off so it doesn't expand too much. Norwich is looking good. Nice little coastal town up here. It looks quite presentable. We've added a few extra roads so it can develop still. As you can see, we've just got the smaller station that brings it right in here, but it looks really fantastic. Then Cambridge itself is looking smart. We've got the nice fast train lines that are connecting into Cambridge, stopping there, and then we've got a commuter line running through, so Cambridge is looking good. Oxford and Reading have been separated because they were overgrowing. It was chaos, but we have kind of brought them back. We've made it look a bit smarter, so this looks now a lot smarter than it did before. With Oxford as well, we've added in a few better road connections. Although we say better, the traffic is absolute chaos, which is why we need a motorway system. But nevertheless, the roads itself just look smarter. As you can see, these big roads are connecting these cities now. Then we've done a bit of Birmingham at this end as well, some larger road connections. We haven't branched out further afield yet because we haven't started building them. Brighton is somewhat boxed in here, and Canterbury as well. But what we're looking to do in this episode is we want to utilise these two lines, and we want these two lines to be high-speed, fast rail that link up Liverpool and Manchester. We want a sort of larger train station up here that we can connect obviously back to London, possibly via Reading, and then we can also connect these stations a bit further north as well, so that we can bring people from the north into this central station, and then they can jump on the high-speed rail that will take them all the way down south and then to London eventually. So that is kind of the plan for this episode. It's going to be quite a lot of work, I think, but nevertheless, this map is looking so beautiful. I absolutely love it. I love how it's going on, and I appreciate all the support I've been getting, so thank you very much. The final thing that I wanted to mention to you is we have made a lot of money, so I just want to show you the lines and how they're doing. So if we go into our line statistics and we just put our, well, we say how we're doing. It's very hit and miss. So these look like they're losing a lot of money, but then we have these lines here that are actually making us so much money. The Grimsby commuter is railing in 10 million. And then obviously the Cambridge one, which is the commuter that runs from Cambridge into the London stations, making us so much money. Same with the Ipswich. So we are making hella dough, which is really helpful. Obviously a lot of these lines up here are not making much money, which is fine. It's not the end of the world. It is what it is. I kind of want them to keep running anyway, so that we can keep some nice looking trains going, keep it looking active. And then if we look here, we've not spent any money in the last couple sections, but we have made so much money from basically our train lines are making us loads of money. The buses are not. I'm hoping that once we develop a kind of motorway system and integrate some bus lanes into the cities as well, these will start bringing in a bit of cash. But for now, the cash is flowing, we're making money, and we're having a great time. Now, first things first with the Liverpool and Manchester area. Obviously, we've got to connect the train line up to the separate cities, but first thing we need to do is we need to make some space, and we need to make it look somewhat presentable. Unfortunately, a lot of that, I'm going to pause the game for this because it's going to blow up. A lot of that is tearing down what is currently here, building some better road layouts, and then finding placements for our train stations. These are very close together. I have considered having one central train station, which could potentially make sense, but I'm not entirely convinced on the idea just yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it look a little bit better by destroying a lot of these road networks and stuff like that, and then once we've done that, we will figure out how we want to deal with the train stations. So first things first, we're going to actually get rid of all of these industry buildings out of the way because we don't need them. Because we want to clear a nice space so that we won't have any issues when we start to develop our train lines. We're also going to get rid of this connection route here because we can re-establish that once we've decided on where the train line is going to run from. But we're going to do a lot of destroying of roads. We've got to tear stuff down to make it better looking, more efficient, and nicer for the future. So we'll start by doing this, making a nice amount of space, and then we'll go from there. So we've essentially turned Manchester into this tiny little section here because we've destroyed so many of the roads. But don't worry, it will make sense. We'll make it make sense because what we want to do is actually kind of try to flatten Manchester a little bit. We want it to be a bit easier for us to build and develop on here. This is going to cost so much. That doesn't look right. This is going to cost a lot of money, I'll be honest. Why is it doing it like that though? That's what I don't understand. We want it to be this height. So I think if we just hold it down consistently, it shouldn't start adjusting the levels. It's just so much irregularity. I think that's a word. And it's costing us so much money. But it's going to be worth it in the end. But I think that bit's very much a hill. We might have to lose this corner as well, which again is going to cost a lot of money. But we kind of need it done so that we can make Manchester a little bit better. So yeah, I mean it's a slight incline here. That's not too much of a problem. Same with here. Yeah, it's a bit up and down. But if we just flatten out this bit here, bring it round like so, and then we just smoothen out the whole area as much as we can, which again is going to cost an arm and a leg. We should actually have some better building area, and then we can start developing the town a bit more. Next up, we need to upgrade all of the roads that we have in Manchester. Just add in a few normal medium streets because they're all old school roads at the moment, so we're just going to adjust all of them. Autosave, autosave. The next thing we need to do is just establish a road connection to connect up to Leeds, which will be relatively simple. We're just going to put it through the mountain and then punch it out this side, connecting up to here. So if we just run that through, I'm hoping it would allow us to generate a tunnel instead of a bridge with the most lag in the world ever. What we'll do is we'll just pop that out to there, see if we can manage to get this into a tunnel, because we don't need it to be anything too crazy. We just want that to come out to there, and then we want you to become a tunnel, just like that. Hopefully we can thread this tunnel all the way through and pop it out into the other end here. So then at least we have a connection between Manchester and Leeds, which is a slightly bigger road. So what I want to do is have the train station kind of angled on this road somewhere. Essentially we want it to be angled so that it can fire straight down on the train line, but also fire straight upwards, where we can push it up, branch it round to Newcastle, and then connect up to Carlisle as well, potentially somewhere further in Scotland. So we've set up this slight angle here. We're probably going to upgrade this road to a larger street so that we can still run a decent volume of traffic up there should we wish. I don't know why that's gone a bit weird. Maybe we should just... We're going to have a lot of traffic coming through here anyway. If we just put a nice outer perimeter road connected up. Let me build! Why is it not letting me build? I don't know why that's happening. So maybe we'll just get rid of you. You're not worthy anymore. We're going to destroy you and put you there. Hopefully it will allow us to connect up like so. And that will probably look a bit weird, but it will do. Okay, fine. So next thing we need to look at is a train station. So let's have a look at our train stations, buildings, and see what we can come up with. We want this to be a relatively decent sized train station. He says as he pulls out the smallest train station you've ever seen in your entire life. What's this? Oh, that's an underground train station. Oh, that could be quite cool. Could be quite cool. But no, let's not do that. What's this? That's massive, and it doesn't really fit the theme, but it does look cool. But it is absolutely wham, dench. So let's just make this bigger. We need a large rail building, something like this. And then we want that to be connected to the city side at a slight angle that we can adjust it. And then we could put it at the end of this road, so it's like kind of on the junction, which will look quite cool. I don't really see a massive issue with that, but let's just have a look at the others as well. That one looks ever so slightly different. What's the difference? I think that's like that, and then that's like that. I kind of like... Wait, aren't they just exactly the same? And I'm going a bit skew-if. Fine. What we'll do is we'll have that station, we'll pop it somewhat central to here, like that. Let's just have a look at it. Is that going to be straight enough. I think that's straight enough, to be honest. And then let's do some adjustments to the station. It doesn't look that straight, does it? Rewind. Okay, so we've done some slight adjustments. We've extended the train station building outwards. We've obviously added underpasses for people to cross over to the platforms, a few benches here and there, a couple ticket booths here as well, and lovely signs that say Manchester. So quite high up, isn't it? We need to flatten that out, and then I think we need to work on a roof, because I think we should have a roof on here. I think it would look cool, because then we'll build the city kind of around it as well. So let's work on a roof next and figure out which one we prefer. So I've decided to go for this style roof, which I think looks really, really nice. It's just a shame that we don't have more variations on the entrance building, because it doesn't really look like it matches. But I think the station roof itself looks pretty nice, so I think we're going to settle with that. We're just going to look on smoothing out a few of these areas, and then we'll start expanding Manchester just a little bit more. And once we do that, we can start laying down some tracks and going from there. So we'll just lay a bit of that out, which is good. Have a look at that. What I'm thinking, obviously we've got a few tracks. We've got 4 tracks. We could potentially lay one that is basically a commute between Manchester and Birmingham. It just drops into Birmingham station here, and then we want at least one that goes straight through into King's Cross, and potentially 2, one to Newcastle and one to Carlisle, but we'll cross that bridge in a moment. Right, so we've created Manchester train station, as you can see here. We've got a nice little bridge that goes over, that connects, well, will eventually connect to Liverpool. We've got some area for the city to grow through, as well as a little bit on this side, and that's going to be probably about as big as we're going to allow it to grow just for now. But nevertheless, it's looking pretty cool. We've got entrances on both sides as well, so it connects as much as the city up as possible. And obviously we've got the connection to Leeds here. But nevertheless, I think for now that looks like a pretty solid start to our Manchester journey. What we want to do is just kind of do something near enough similar with Liverpool. We're probably going to make Liverpool a dead end station, because if Manchester's connecting up north, we could probably just have Liverpool as a dead end station somewhere like this that can just branch straight out and go across. And then we'll have some efficient routes between Manchester and Liverpool to connect up to this station should anybody wish to go north. But for the time being, I think Manchester is looking pretty okay. Obviously we're still going to have to reconnect it to the rest of the world, which is fine, but for now that's an alright looking city. This can also be another road connection should we wish. Next step is Liverpool. As you can see, we've spent about 100 million terraforming, building roads, building stations and stuff like that, so it is quite expensive doing it this way instead of just letting the AI build naturally. But we're here to win, and if we want it to look good, then that's the price that we'll pay, and the price is a lot. So let's work on Liverpool. We need to think about Liverpool, because the reason being, we're going to have a ferry terminal over this side which connects Liverpool to Belfast and potentially Dublin. So we're going to want that sort of connection there. With that in mind, we want our train station to be somewhat central and close to the ferry terminal so that people can connect right over. And if I'm looking correctly, I think this will probably be the best spot, because if we put a boat terminal here, they can basically jump straight on to the train line and go from there. Let's just see how we're going to get on with a passenger harbour here anyway. So yeah, it will fit, which is good. That's a good sign. Is it going to look pretty? Who knows. Alternatively, we can put it there. That's a modular platform harbour here, which we want a large terminal with 2 of those. Yeah, that would look okay. That's probably the best bet. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to just build that down so that we have the connection or idea ready. No, you know what? No, we're not. Forget about it. We'll focus on the trains and we'll go from there. Now, I think Liverpool is going to be slightly difficult because there's a lot of random roads everywhere. And if we want to try and make an efficient road layout, we're going to have to cut back an extraordinary amount, because that just cost me $1 million to destroy that then. So let's just have a think about what we're going to do, because we want it to look okay. We don't want it to look too skew if you know what I mean. So let's focus on certain areas. I don't mind this double road that kind of runs alongside here. I think that looks quite cool. So what I might do is upgrade this road here and then just kind of follow the theme of the double road. I think that actually looks okay. And then we want to connect that same road just kind of like along here somewhere, if it allows me to curve it round. Doesn't want me to curve too much. Somewhere like that would be fine, or we'll just run it up to there and then connect this one up to there. It just doesn't connect up quite nicely, does it? We want it like that. Maybe we'll axe this road, or yeah, actually we can bring that all the way around to that road there. So we'll do that, bring that curved, drop it into here, just like that, and then do the same with this one and just connect it like that. We need to work on the terrain here, because the terrain is very, very unstable around Liverpool, it seems. Fine. It does get slightly narrower, but it is what it is for there. Let's reconnect this road up along the coast. I want that to come out to about here, and we want you to connect, yeah, just like that. So we'll drop that back a little bit, make this road up to just about here, so that we've got a nice full use of our coastline here. There's probably going to be this road through the middle, might be our main street connection, or potentially we want that to come in, but that's going to basically land right on where we want the train station, unless we put the train station here and connect the road up like so. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll put the train station here, or here. No, we want it here. Let's just see how big these train stations are. Okay, so we've done some adjustments. As you can see, we've managed to dump Liverpool train station right in the centre here, with this nice modern looking roof, which looks really nice. Yeah, I like the look of the roof. We've got some buildings, and then we've got our trees just to decorate it a little bit here. We've got 2 road connections which link up to Manchester, which is brilliant, and we've managed to put our short little passenger ferry port just on the end here, with a steep walk up the hill, because it was quite difficult to sort it out. But then, yes, as you can see, this is the Liverpool's road layout, which is just it's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it's good enough for me. What we need to work on is bringing these train lines basically round and across this road, probably link it up with these train lines, and then we'll just blast it straight down, all the way down into Reading that way. So I'm going to work on bringing these train lines down. What I'll probably do, I don't think we need the 4 rails, but we'll bring them all out together for now. So we'll start off here, and simply we want this to maintain as much speed as possible as they come in. Probably going to be looking, yeah, I mean, we're probably going to be stuck at about 190 if we want these trains to be efficient. We'll get rid of this for now because we're not going to need that. Problem is, what we'll have is connecting these roads up, because we don't really want the road to go through the train line because it can add congestion to the road network. But nevertheless, we will just work with what we've got, like so. Pop that here. We want 1, 2, 3. We want probably 4, and then let's see if that. No, doesn't do anything. Very good. Very good indeed. Hopefully this... Is it because these are too far over? I think it probably is. What we want to do is have all of these train lines running directly next to each other. So we're going to want to try and pull this into here somehow. And that's 100. That'll be fine for coming out of the station. So if we put those to connect up there, and then we should be able to run this alongside. It wants to. It doesn't want to. Why don't you want to connect? How bizarre. Usually they hook up straight away and they don't have any issues, but this one is not wanting to run alongside it for some reason. Might be due to the train, but now it is going, so that's good. There we go, that's a nice strong 4-line network coming out of there. We'll just bring that out ever so slightly, see if the 4 tracks work. They do, but not in the right way. Not in the way that we initially planned for. So let's just connect that one up onto the end, get rid of parallel tracks, and there we have 4 train tracks that go across here. We'll smoothen. Oh, we don't want any trees. We'll smoothen this out, make it look a little bit nicer, and we need to think about how we're going to bring this road connection up, which is going to be a bit of a pain. I mean, we could just have a road connection. It is a possibility. It's just, we might have to trial it out. Ah, he says it's not a possibility anymore. We just kind of have to get some sort of trial, unless we bring a connection here and then bring another bridge over, which is another possibility that we could do, because that is not wanting to play ball. We can get it across, it just doesn't want to play ball. So let's figure out if we can do something slightly different, unless we just have to sacrifice something else. Thoughts? How is this for an idea? What if we obviously put the train track over the road? We do lose about 5 or 6 miles per hour due to the curvature of the train track. I think it actually looks pretty cool. If you ask me, I think that looks pretty awesome. I like the way that that curves round and goes over the main road. I think that's quite nice. I'm not sure about this connection here, to be honest. We need a connection, but whether we need it there or if we can just pop this to the end here. Just like that. Is that going to mess up the aesthetics? No, that keeps it smooth enough. Yes, I'm happy with that. If we just smoothen that out just a tad. Same with up here. Obviously we need to put a few trees down because it wouldn't be the same without any trees. Just pop a few trees along this section here. It's like this. We'll probably connect the trees up to here, like that. You on this corner, you over here, just like this. A few tree bunches, and maybe we can run a few trees along the edge of the railway line as well, just to make it less of an eyesore for all of the residents. Just like this. And put a little bunch of forest there as well. Not too dense over that section, but just a few trees here and there. Bring it down a little bit. Like that. And then I think that looks fabulous. Oh, I like that a lot. Yeah, that's pretty smart. Pretty smart. Good looking. Good looking. And next up, the most important thing is we need to actually figure out our connections next, which is going to be a bit of a nightmare. So what I'm thinking of doing with the Manchester connections on this side, I might run these two tracks straight into Birmingham because we've got a double railway line here. Yes, we're going to absolutely annihilate half of Birmingham, but just to have it connected up, I think it might actually be worth it. Just to have that connection there. So what I might try to do is see if it will allow us to make this connection initially. It probably won't due to all the roads, which is fine, but we can certainly make some space like so. So we'll make a bit of space through Birmingham so that we have another connection, because we want as many connections as we can. So let's start with that, and let's run some straight rail through here. See if we can bring it out to the other end without too many issues. The only issue that we're gonna have, we need to curve it round, which we can probably bring it up straight through and then start curving it here, because we don't need this road. Well, we probably don't need this whole section here just for now. So we'll run this connection up straight through here like so, and then we'll connect up the aligning line to the other section of the station. Why is it not possible, sir? Because you look weird? I think it's because he looks weird. Look at that height on this junction. So we'll have to ask you to build the connection here. Is that straight or is that on an incline? I think that's alright. Oh, I mean, it's definitely very high up. But if we just smoothen this out a bit, we might be able to secure another road connection through. Let's just whack that through there, see if we can reconnect these roads up. I mean, it reconnects. It doesn't look pretty, but at the end of the day, we're not too bothered about that. That's not our priority. Our priority is our train line. So put those through there. Smoothing out this as much as we can so that they can rebuild. That is awful, actually. That is really awful. Really, really awful. I think it doesn't help. I mean, that looks better. It doesn't help because of that there. If we smooth that bit out, we should be able to reconnect this road to straighter angle, like so. And it shouldn't be yeah, it shouldn't be as bad. And then we run this all the way up as well to here, and that will allow some more building to take place, which is good. Might even be able to push it into this connection here, which is fine by me. And then we need to bring this rail to connect to here. So let's have a think about how we're going to do that. Actually easier than I expected. Apart from that, it's one heck of a slope. Or is it even a slope? Ah, yeah, that is a slope. I mean, it's only going to be a commuter rail anyway, so we're not anticipating high speeds, so we'll just smooth it out, of course. Like, we love the smoothing tool. It does make a massive difference. So we'll just smooth that out nicely, just like that. That'll give us a connection into Birmingham. It will actually give us a connection the whole route, should we wish, because this line is a main line that connects all the way to Oxford, Reading and King's Cross. So technically we're linked up Manchester to London, but instead of using this slower line, we want a fast speed line that heads straight into Reading, straight down here. So we're going to try and work on that. Right, so let's have a look. We've connected Liverpool and connected Manchester straight. Let's adjust this tunnel because it's actually going to be a high-speed tunnel. Collision. What are you colliding with? Why are you like this? Annoying. Doesn't let me upgrade it, but whatever. So this connection from Manchester, obviously that one goes to Birmingham. This one essentially links up with the Liverpool line, as you can see here, and they connect up to each other. A large straight connection here. Nice that we can upgrade this one to this. Got a nice straight connection through the mountain, all the way around into another tunnel, just like this. 2 million for that tunnel. Back into this tunnel here, that'll bring us out all the way around into this section of Reading railway station here, which is cool if you ask me. So that is a extraordinary long line which connects up those. This line I'm thinking will probably drop into Shrewsbury. Maybe the outermost line we drop into Aberystwyth, but that would go to Shrewsbury. Maybe it can drop down to Cardiff, who knows. But we have certainly made some high-speed rail connections here. So this connection I had to break down, but it was initially a tunnel. Now we've changed it to an overground road. We need to work on adjusting that slightly though, because that is not looking great. Like that. We just want it to be a bit smoother so that there's not too much incline that they have to fight with trying to make it into the cities. So we'll smoothen this out and hopefully that should allow us a better connection. Really think we need a bridge, not gonna lie. What we'll do is we'll bring this portion of road across just like that. And then we'll work on a nice curved connection just to link it up here, hopefully. And then that will be a brand new connection across here. Goes over the railway line, which is good. Just smooth that out a little bit, which means these two cities are still going to be connected with the railway line going underneath. Now, the only issue that I do have is I want to use these two outer rails for connections to Bristol and South Wales. We've obviously laid down the track that we've got 4 consistent rails which are coming straight in here and using these 4 stations, 4 platforms. So what I need to figure out is basically bringing these connections in so that they only use 2 platforms. Otherwise we're going to run out of space for other rail connections. What I might do is I might tackle this problem in the next episode, because we're already about 40 minutes in. So yeah, we'll work on this line a bit further, actually buy some trains and add them in, set up the connections themselves. But yeah, we've made a lot of progress in this episode. Lots of rail connections. We'll obviously let the game run as well, so hopefully build up some sort of a population within Manchester and Liverpool. But this area looks absolutely awesome now. I really like this. The bridges are looking fabulous with this train station here, as well as this nice train connection which goes over the road, bringing it into here, which is perfect. So I'm really happy with how that's worked out, and we'll keep on progressing it within the next episode. So thanks very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Goodbye.